Alrighty, folks. Alrighty then. Just catching y'all back up real quick, and also the owner, Terry, if he happens to be watching or maybe watches later. You might remember we looked at this part of the hood. We've already done that part of the vent cowl, whatever you want to call that. Turned out very nice. And you remember the preview video I showed you guys of this panel? I've done everything over to that piece of tape down to probably within an inch shy of that pinstripe because I didn't tape it off yet. So I'll go back and I'll do the top part of that when I do down there. But you might remember we showed you, folks, hey, somebody's watching, two people's watching. It tells me people watching me, don't tell me who they are. But y'all may remember there were some really deep scratches in this section of the hood. I've already taken my glove off of that hand. I may be done for the day, folks. But what I did, I ended up having to do some wet sanding in certain spots, not the whole panel, just certain spots. And hey, if y'all got a question, put it in the comments down there and I'll try to answer it for you. Did some compounding, did some polishing with both the long throw dual action polisher and the rotary. And as you can see, virtually from this distance, all those scratches that were on there from that damn cat have all disappeared. The cat and people washing it wrong, buffing it wrong, whatever. There's some still there, people. If you get really down close and look, you can see them. But there again, they're just too deep into the clear coat. And I mean, like, for example, there's one there. Yeah, y'all can still see it, but those are just deep. Looks like where that cat dug his claws in when he was starting to slide off. This is some really hard clear coat apparently, because it's very difficult to work with. And, you know, so anyway, that's ketchup. It looks way better than it did before we got started on it. I don't know if you could get it any better yet, possibly. That's just some product that didn't get wiped off completely right there. Maybe a little hazy. Maybe I'll go back and hit that again right quick. I just can't help myself. But overall, looks real good. I'm pretty pleased with it. You know, it looks way better. Apparently the cat spent a lot of his time up in there because this front part of this hood, there's some defects. And if you get up close, some light scratching done. I see a couple fairly deep ones, like right up in there, right there, but not near as many per square inch as there were up there and there. I don't know, I guess the cat just got where he wanted to get. I don't know. And I think the closer you get over towards the middle of the hood, the worse some of the stuff is. Hey, Miss Glenda. Hey, Melanie. I think part of it is from when whoever detailed this before and polished it before, it kind of gets worse as you get that way from there to there, because it's a long reach, even for me. And I'm not the tallest person in the world, but I'm probably close to 6 foot, and my arms are relatively long, and it's a long, you got to bend way over and you really keep your arms. It's really taxing on your arms having to reach that far. Hi, Miss Mel. So I can understand why some people, you know, have a hard time with this area. Really, even if you stand on a ladder, that don't really help the length of your arm. And then there were some in this area, because this thing is a real curve, and your DA polisher doesn't want to spin on this curve, and you have to be really careful when you're using your rotary on that part, because it's such a curvy area. And that was scratched there for maybe that kind of reason. I really don't know. But, you know, when you got the peak of a curve like this, which is where a lot of these scratches look like wash marks or scuff marks and stuff, because it's just like this. It's not flat, and your pads are flat. And so you either have to go down to a smaller backing plate and pad that will more easily do this, or you have to tilt your buffer up on its edge, and that's where a lot of the scratching and stuff comes from. So anyway, just catching y'all back up right quick. I'm not sure how much more I'm gonna do today, Melanie. I'm about burned out on detailing and buffing for today. Like I say, it's been kind of taxing on my shoulders and my arms, having to reach way the hell over there and hold that buffer where it just barely contacts the paint. You don't want a lot of downward pressure on it. You don't need to, and it makes more work for yourself. You end up having to make more passes. But what I'm going to do now is I'll probably take all that tape off, since I'm basically done with all that, and then I'll tape off all this so that I don't damage it and get it back all gunked up again. And I'll tape off, well, that's going to be fun, taping off that curvy pinstripe there all the way down. I don't have any body tape that's that thin, so what I'll have to do is put the tape on where the edge comes to there and drops down. And then when I do this part, I'll have to move it back up where it's mostly grabbing the part I've already done, and then I can do beneath there. Just one old trick of the trade. You can get some really thin body tape, so they tell me body tape, that's what I call it. Detailing tape, buffing tape, whatever you want to call it. But I haven't been able to find any, and I don't need it that often. And your good quality tapes, about $8 a roll, Mel. About $8 per roll. So it gets a little bit expensive taping all this stuff off, as well as time consuming. But you can see from there, you know, it don't look bad. You know, that's the undone part. But you can see, you know, stuff on it. And then you move over to here, the done part. Not bad, not bad. All right, I'm going to get off of here. Thank y'all very much. If you got a question, leave me a comment. Tell me where you're watching from. Give me a thumbs up. They tell me that helps my exposure when y'all do that. I'm not really sure. I'm not all that much into this Facebook Live stuff yet. I haven't really scienced it out, as you can probably tell. A Facebook Live star, I am not. All right, folks. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.